just made too many mistakes on offense, basically, and just didn't make the play at the end. That's what it comes down to. We had the opportunity, and we just didn't make it. But the biggest thing I'm proud of with these guys is they played with heart, and that's all I could ask for as a coach. They never gave up at any point. They had a great season. It didn't end, of course, the way we wanted it to. And we're going to celebrate these seniors. They're an unbelievable group. So that's my biggest concentration right now is on the seniors and everything that they've done the last 4 years. There's not many groups of seniors that can say that they took their team to 4 straight state championships. And I'm darn proud of them for doing that. And they're hurting right now, but as a family in the group, we'll surround each other and we just get better.
Coach, offensively, did you see anything different from their defense than what you saw on film, or was it pretty much what you guys expected?
No, we expected what we saw. Our biggest problem is just we just had turnovers. You can't have turnovers. I said it all week. I told our team all week, you turn the football over, you're not going to win. And we turned the football over. So they kept battling and going as hard as they possibly can, and gave themselves a chance to win at the end. And 4th down, coaches had a good play call, and Juice did a great job of scrambling out of it and hitting a wide receiver. We got to make those plays.
Talk about the defensive performance. You guys bounced back after Maslin had scored the touchdown. You guys had the safety in the second quarter and came up with a couple.
Defensively, I think we're the best defense in the state of Ohio. We put them, get a turnover, the punter dropped the ball. Perfect snap, perfect everything. But it's kids. Kids do that. So they're 14 to 18-year-old kids. So we put the defense in a bad situation with a turnover off of a special team because they really weren't able to drive the ball other than that. And that's a huge thing for our defense. That's an offense that's been scoring 50+ a game, and if we don't have that turnover, I think it's a 2-0 game. But it is what it is, and those types of things happen.
But even after that, though, you guys got the 4th down stop, and then penalty kind of extended that drive. Seemed like that was the theme of the night. Every time you guys started to go 1 step forward, you went 2 steps back.
Yeah, for sure. It was anytime we did something great, we'd have an 8-10 yard run, and we move, and all of a sudden there was a penalty or a turnover. Defensively, Jordan just had put his hand out. It's a great play. He just put his hand out. Instead of grabbing a shoulder pad, he accidentally grabbed a face mask. He didn't do it purposely. To me, the best, one of the best defensive linemen in the state of Ohio. So that doesn't define Jordan. But again, it's one of those opportune situations that just didn't go our way today. The ball didn't go our way. Some of the calls didn't go our way, and we definitely, we turned the football over, and they didn't. So that really hurt us.
Tim, were you surprised they faked that punt there with 7.5 minutes left?
I can understand why. I can understand why they did it. They didn't want to get the ball back to us because we were able to move the ball. We were kind of wearing on them a little bit. So I understand why Coach did that. But our defense, we kept them on the field for that. We didn't go with our punt safe group, so we kept them on thinking something was going to happen with that. And we had a great stop, and we're moving down. And again, the game of football is just not to sound too cliche, but it's a game of inches. And we just didn't get those inches today. We were able to do what we needed to do, but we just couldn't capitalize on things. And that just, from the first play of the game to the very last, we just didn't make the play that we needed to.
Did you also kind of think they might do it since you did it in 18 to preserve a championship?
Yeah, I don't know if he did it for that reason, but I understand why, because they wanted to end the game with the ball. So, it takes a lot of, kunyons, as they say, to be able to do that. And he did it, and we had an ability to win the game. We just didn't make that play.
Coach, this was your 8th state final. Was this the funkiest state final of the 8 in terms of just all the activity out there today? Yeah,
it's the most frustrating, definitely, especially offensively. That we we were able to move and do things. We just repeatedly killed ourselves, and we've done that a couple times this year, and we've been lucky enough to still win. And I really thought at the end we were going to, that was going to be an ugly win, but I thought it was going to be a win. But it just didn't happen. The ball didn't go our way that last play.
Coach, you guys are part of the 6th lowest scoring state championship in state history. I mean, it's a big deal. How do you feel with your defense being a part of that?
Well, I'm happy with the defense. I don't know records. I don't pay attention to my own record. So, there isn't a better defense in my mind. That plays at Hope. That played at Hoban. So they did anything and everything we asked as coaches, and I'm damn proud of them. They're just going to be celebrated and done the right way as seniors. But it's just one of those situations where, again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but you want to win a state championship, you got to make the plays at the end. And you can't turn it over, and you definitely can't do what we did at the end.
Tim, Caleb Jones was really productive for you guys in the first quarter, and then didn't get another carry until midway through the third. Was there?
Yeah, Caleb's been banged up a little bit with some ankle stuff, and he's really productive on defense, where we saw him kind of limping a little bit, coming off the field a couple times. And we just wanted to preserve him for the second half. We needed him defensively, number one. He's so good on that side of the ball that we didn't want to waste him. When we were still getting production out of the other backs and being able to do what we wanted to do. Juice had a great game rushing the ball too. So we were able to use, kind of a 3 or 4 headed monster with that. And then at the end, we gave it to him on 4th down and did it when we knew we had to give the ball to the senior.
Will, in the trenches, was this the toughest game you guys faced? You guys faced a great schedule from week 1 on. Was this the toughest in the trenches game of the season?
Oh, for sure. They're starting 3, probably the best in Ohio. So just every play, just kind of doing our best that we can do with those guys.
Was it one of the hardest hitting games? Because there were pads popping all
yeah,
night.
of course. The linebackers came flying every play and just firing off the ball really from them.
Same question for you, Devin, on the defensive side. It seemed like every game, or every play, loud hits, big hits. Was it one of the most explosive games of the year defensively as far as hitting?
From a hitting aspect, it was definitely a pretty hard-hitting game. Massillon came with it every play, and we came with it every play. So when you got 2 teams like that, it's not going to stop fighting. That's what it was.
Tyson, some of the guys on the Massillon team, obviously. Just what was it like to go up against those guys that you know from your childhood, the Copley kids and everything?
Before the game, it's exciting, but in between the lines, all that goes away. So you just got to play like you don't know them, and then, after the game we'll connect, but in between the lines, that didn't really matter. I don't know them on the field.
As far as just your takeaway from this game where, both defenses were amazing, but just what is something you remember from this game as the school year progresses, heading into graduation and everything?
Just how hard we fought. We didn't give up. We might not have made the plays we wanted to, but our guys didn't give up, Like Coach C always says, we have that heart. We might make mistakes. We might have a stupid penalty. We might jump off sides, but that heart is always there, and I will always remember that. Just how we never gave up, no matter what happened.
Were you surprised they didn't throw the ball a little bit more and challenge you guys in the defensive secondary? Because it felt like their plan was just to run the ball.
Yeah, all year their quarterback is their offense, and we knew that. So I didn't really expect them to throw the ball. Kind of knew it was going to happen.
This is for Tyson Devin. Obviously, it didn't go the way you guys wanted, but defensively, what did you think of the way you guys performed tonight? And then the second part of that was how much are you looking forward to seeing what happens from here with Elbert Hill?
Well, I think that we have the best defense in Ohio, for sure. Our front 7 is the best you can get. We're just best defense in Ohio, nothing to touch on Elbert. I feel like he's going to be that guy. He's, as you guys seen, he makes plays in big games and he steps up, but I think he's going to be really good.
Coach Terrell, Keno Soltan from C-Town Radio. In the last 3 years, your team has played for the Division III state championship How do you put the last 3 years in perspective when everything is said and done the last 3 seasons?
The last three, they're all meshing together. You know, I wouldn't compare any of them, to be honest with you. They're all different teams. They're all different personalities. I think that's why we're successful, is we treat every year differently. So, you know, this senior class was completely different than last year, and last year's was completely different than the year before. So we treat them as individuals and let them take ownership of the team, and they lead it the way they see to lead it. You know, we guide them, but, you know, I'm big with seniors, and the seniors did an unbelievable job of leading and getting us here when a lot of people really didn't think we were going to. So I wouldn't compare any of the years. I'm just more concentrated on this group of seniors.
Hey, Tim, each year you've had a different quarterback. I know you touched on Tylen earlier. But what did you think of his night? Obviously, there's a couple of turnovers in the first half, but just his night, including the final pass.
I mean, Tylen he's a warrior. I mean, he is. We asked him in June if he wanted to play quarterback. He's one of the best corners in the state of Ohio. And he did it without batting an eye. I can't talk enough about Tylen Boykin for what he did for the team, for what he did, you know, to kind of put his own career a little bit on the back burner. You know, there's no one that describes the word team as much as Tylen Boykin. Did he make mistakes? Yeah. I mean, he's a high school kid. But he's a warrior, and he never stopped. And he never will. You know, no matter what he's doing next year, what position he's playing, he's a warrior, and we're always going to count on him. He's a better young man than he is football player.
How much will it help you think, to have he's a junior?
Yep.
So to have continuity there.
Yeah, I mean, I really wouldn't worry about next year just yet, to be honest with you, because I have no idea what we'll be doing tomorrow. I just want to, you know, these seniors just deserve to be celebrated. So he's a great kid, and we got him back, and I'm blessed we have him back. But these seniors led the team, and they deserve to be talked about.
Coach, last year you only had one senior graduate last year. Can you just talk about this year's senior class and the impact you think that they'll have on, that they've had on the younger guys and what they'll have on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're leaders. You know, when you're blessed as a coach like I am to have kids that consistently keep coming through and really coaching each other. You know, their leadership is what's going to make the junior class great. It's just it's an amazing thing to watch that, you know, in the off season, I don't have to go finding kids in the hallway and wondering why they're not in the weight room. You know, these guys, if there's one kid missing and they knew he was at school, they're getting called and found, and they're going to be there in the next 5 minutes. They'll find him, and that's why we're good. You know, it's because they bought into the culture that I wanted to create, and they've done it as good as anybody since I've been there.
Tim, that defense you played tonight in Aston, you've gone up against them in the
Yep.
state finals before, you've dominated them, you've lost to them, but this defense this year, can you just?
Yeah, I think they're really, really talented, and you know they made plays when they needed to make plays. We did. They're fast, they're big, they're strong. They ran into the football. They look like our defense. You know, they look like mirror images of each other, and they're going back and forth. And it's hard, you know, when you're game planning and doing things. And if you turn the football over, you're definitely not. You know, and some of the turnovers are just, you know, mind-boggling. You know, dropping a snap. We dropped a snap as a prime team. Those types of things against a defense like Massillon, it's really hard to come back.
Okay, we have time for one or two more quickies. Is everyone set here? All right, thanks guys.
Thanks guys the whole year, appreciate you.
Thanks.